It's always a pleasure to connect with all of you. Thank you all. Thanks, madam.
Thank you, sir. We'll start the valedictory session now.
Good afternoon, participants. Now let me invite Dr. G. Sitaraman, HOD ECE IIIT, for giving an overview of the FDP sessions conducted so far.
Respected Chief Guest, Dr. S.D. Sudarshan, Executive Director, CDAC Bengaluru, and participants, good afternoon and welcoming all for the valedictory function for this 5 days FDP sponsored by ATAL Academy. The inaugural ceremony of ATAL Online FDP was organized on 14th of December 2020 by 10 a.m. After the inaugural ceremony, the FDP sessions were started as per the schedule. In session 1, Dr. C. Valliyamai, Associate Professor, Department of CT from MIT campus, Chennai, discussed about the introduction of data science, life cycle, challenges, and its applications. In session 2, Shri Deepak Yadav, data scientist, ABB Bangalore, explained the mathematical concepts, terms, distributions, formulations, and hypothesis testing for probability and statistics related with the data science. Session 3 about ecosystem tools, big data by Dr. C. Valliyamai from MIT campus delivered introduction to Hadoop and ecosystem tools and hands-on session on Hive and Hadoop installation. Session 4, introduction to Python programming, was handled by Dr. Utkarsh, Assistant Professor, CSC, GH Roy Soni College of Engineering, Nagpur, delivered a lecture on Google on Colab and hands-on session on basics of Python programming, including strings, dictionaries, plotting, and MP neuron and perception. Session 5 is about emotional resilience, stress management, handled by Dr. R. Gayatri, HR, motivational coach and facilitator, discussed about self-realization and self-reflection and motivation. Session 6, research challenges and opportunities in healthcare analytics, was discussed by Dr. Dhanlakshmi Madam, Associate Professor, CSE, IIIT Tiruchirappalli, and Mr. Balakrishnan, Research Scholar, IIIT Trichy, were elaborated on healthcare analytics, trends and challenges, technology-enabled opportunities, and hands-on session on predictive healthcare analytics using Python programming. Session 7 was about AI overview, handled by Dr. V. Vani, Assistant Professor from VIT, delivered a lecture on importance of AI, deep learning, machine learning, and natural language processing. Session 8 was about supervised learning and unsupervised learning by Dr. N. Jaishankar, Professor from VIT, explained the concepts and categorized different types of supervised and unsupervised learning and hands-on session on using a priori algorithm. Session 9 is predictive analytics by Dr. M. Venkatesan, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, NIT Surathkal. Session 10 is reinforced learning by Dr. Srilata, Assistant Professor, CSE, NIT Andhra Pradesh, delivered a lecture on Q-learning algorithm and temporal difference algorithm. Session 11 by Dr. Surendran, Assistant Professor, CSE, NIT Puducherry, discussed on dimensionality reduction for data analysis. Session 12, Sri Maunesh, Global R&D Technology Manager, ABB Bangalore, discussed on industrial analytics and AI suites enabled by cognitive data lake and data models. Session 13, Dr. Bam, ad hoc faculty CSC from NIT Andhra Pradesh, discussed on recommender system and hands-on session on recommender system. Session 14, Dr. S.D. Sudarshan, Executive Director, CDAC Bengaluru, delivered a lecture on high performance computing and big data. Hope all the participants have attended all the sessions and learned the data science concepts and its implementation in detail. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. S.D. Sudarshan, Executive Director, Center for Development of Advanced Computing, CDAC, Bengaluru, to address the gathering.
Yeah, good afternoon now. Morning has become afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Sitaraman sir, for summarizing the complete sessions in a nice way. Extremely happy to see speeches by industry experts as part of the session, and very good academic coverage, industry people, and then from government side, I am also there from the R&D lab perspective. So overall, I think the coverage seems to be extremely fantastic. I'm also very happy to see that generally the organizer try to stay away from talking. Dr. Dhanlakshmi, who is listed as one of the resource person at the national level, also gave a talk. That is very good. Very good to hear that. And definitely the topics as a here, the industrial perspective and bringing Python, which is the currently the most appropriate language being used by many for both analytics side as well as the visualization side. Definitely it is fantastic to see that kind of coverage done. And I heard there are topics from cognitive models to applications covered. That is well rounded. So in conclusion, probably being in the valedictory function, I want to say one or two things to the participants. I know all of you are learned professors or doing your PhD or research scholars. Few things you may want to do is, one is when you look at big data analytics, the concept of traditional, I am from data mining background, I am from NLP background, and all should go away. It is about collaborating. Any data, any information is information. We should not try to follow the old style of getting a data, putting in a database in a structured way. That will mean you'll be only doing that. There is no time to do that. The idea is data has come. That is the reality. Accept it as it is. Find the right place, right way to store. So the old concept of ETL, extraction, transformation, and then loading, that concept is little bit changed. In the sense, in 90s, if you really look at the original RDBMS and other concepts, you store all the data in the table. You generate the view on need basis, depending on the end user. So view was generated live in real time. Now, you not just even the extraction of the data and processing of the data, you do live because there is enough compute power that is available. So we do not need to worry about, computationally intensive, I don't have compute power. But it is very important not to lose any data or the context. I will give a very simple example here. Just think about it. Today we are going from, COVID, we are suffering. Assuming you have somebody reported the symptoms first, probably that is where it originated, right? So we always want to find where it originated so that we can identify the root cause. Because the first incident, wherever it happened, we need to figure that out. So if you do that, we need to look at where the reports came from. Because globally, whether it is European Union or the US or India, there is a globally available adverse event reports for health related issues available, open to public. Any of us can report any adverse event, any reaction, and any of us can access that. That such systems are already in place. So what we have to look at is, if I suppose get the data where the symptoms came, I do chronologically the first reported symptom. So we are talking about cold, cough, fever, let us say, okay. Now depending on the report language, can I actually identify who could have reported it? For example, if somebody says the color of the plum or mucus was yellow, Okay, by just looking at the color spelling, COLOR or COLOUR, you know whether it is American English or British English. Immediately, you are basically cutting down your search space by 50%. Instead, if you had used the traditional database approach, you could have converted color into one particular spelling, either COLOR or COLOUR. So this context would have been lost forever. So your search space would remain 100%. But by just making this split, it becomes very, very easy to just have 50% search space, because your storage is pretty much zero cost today. So this is one example. So then once I know the color, similarly plum versus mucus, depending on how it is used, again I can further restrict, where I'm going in terms of, what is possible, what is not possible in terms of search space. So which direction it could come from. Another good example could be what we call refrigerator. Okay, we call it fridge or refrigerator. Somebody else will call it cold storage. Somebody else will call it by another name. Okay. So depending on how it is spelled, how the words used, the sentence that is formed, it is almost like when we go and speak to someone, they can immediately tell, oh, based on the language, we can say, are you from this particular region? Because the accent gives it away. So if you had actually normalized the voice and stored, you cannot detect certain things. So it is very important to keep data in original format. Once you have the data in the information in original format, all the processing layers can be added. And with that, it also allows us to do a large number of veracity related issues can be sorted out. More value can be generated because the context is not at all lost. So from that perspective, it is important to move away from I'm an NLP person, I will only work on the spoken or Lipi or languages, and data mining guys only talk about structured data, and then video analytics guys only talking about video and just still images and things like that. The medical image analytics guys only talk about X-rays and things like that. Just to get rid of all those things. All of them are one or other form of data input. That's all. Store everything as it is and come up with algorithms that are able to handle all these kind of things. If you do that, probably you can generate much more value. And what we are looking at, prescriptive analytics, which is the end goal, so that actionable action information can be in place, will happen. So that is probably the one suggestion I will make. The second, of course, as I mentioned, please work on parallel algorithms rather than serial algorithms. And there, any help you needed, CDAC, we are willing to extend our help there. And these are the two things I wanted to say, one from big data, one from computing and algorithm perspective. So with that, I wish you all a very great journey in this new era. And I once again thank IIIT Trichy and the coordinator of the workshop, Dr. Dhanlakshmi and Dr. Sitaraman, all of them a big thank you, and wish you all the best. Thanks, madam, for inviting me.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of participants and on behalf of IIIT management, we thank you, sir, for providing us valuable insights. Now it's the time for feedback. I request participants to share their views on FDP session.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Sir, this is NK Mr. Anand Kumar Misra from Hindustan Institute of Management and Computer Studies. I found this FDP very useful. All the resource persons have given their lectures. Their presentations was very good. And from organizers also, we have got good support. They have provided us the study material as well as. And all the problems they have solved very quickly. So I'm very thankful, and really we got very good insight in the research areas of this topic, as well as we have got a very good knowledge also, so that we can further carry on our study. So thank you very much, organizers, and all the resource persons who have delivered their lectures in this FDP. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your encouragement. Any other participant, please?
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. You can proceed.
Actually, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Arun Kumar. I'm presently working as an assistant professor in Bannariamman Institute of Technology. And also, I am doing my research work also. The entire FTP is organized in a well-planned and also it is executed in an excellent way. And from the organizer side, everyone supported in each and every way, both technically and also as well as in communication levels also. Really, all the sessions are very useful and very much interesting. All the topics from the day one, all the topics they have taken are research oriented only. And I hope definitely it will be helpful for our research oriented work also. Thank you very much for organizing such a wonderful FTP. Once again, thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. R. Dhanalakshmi, HOD, CSC, IIIT for delivering vote of thanks.
Respected Chief Guest Dr. Sudarshan, participants, dear colleagues, research scholars, good afternoon to everyone. First, I have to be thankful for the ATAL Academy for selecting our proposals and sanction the amount for conducting the faculty development program in a grand manner. I would like to thank Dr. Sudarshan for delivering a wonderful lecture in the FDP, and he readily accepted to be the chief guest of this valedictory function. Thank you, sir. Next, I thank our director, IIIT, for providing all the supports, and he has also delivered the inaugural speech during the inauguration on the first day. I would like to thank all the speakers for this wonderful support and delivered lectures to attract the participants with a nice interaction. Each session was very much informative and presented well. All the speakers gave a well-formatted session despite their busy schedule. Next, I have to thank our co-coordinator and head ECE for his continuous support in organizing the program, and research scholars of IIIT, Mr. Balakrishnan, Bhargav and Kavita for their supports in organizing the events without any flaws. Last but not the least, I have to thank our beloved participants who have attended sincerely and followed the instructions carefully. I strongly believe that all the participants have acquired enough knowledge throughout this program, and this may be useful in their career ahead. Once again, thank you one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now let us all rise for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जगति तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you.